What's up, everybody? Good morning. This is James Zheng. Welcome to Daily Wisdom. We spend 10-15 minutes talking about some wisdom principles you can apply into your businesses, your lives, everything to make it better. And lots of fun. Today, we're going to be talking about the best time management hack in the world. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, like this, share this, tag someone in this and everything. And shout out, we have a Zoom room that is public for anyone to join as well. So it's always great to see everybody here too. Today we have Angie and my wife here as well. So glad you guys could join us. But I wonder if any of you are like me and struggle with time management. Put a 1 in the chat if you do. Oh man. Yeah, it's like every year it just feels like more is on us. You're a businesswoman. You have your family stuff. You have the holidays. You have so much stuff that's going on. In fact, I think it's so rare now to have someone say that they have more time. It's almost weird now if someone's like, yeah, today I just had nothing to do. It's like, I don't understand that. I'm like, are you retired? Like, are you, like besides that, like, I think most of us are just swamped with all types of responsibilities, all types of stuff going on. And we struggle with figuring out how to manage time. And I want to share with you a concept today that I've learned from Bob Proctor directly. We've gotten coached by him and his company. And we also coach others on these concepts as well. But he shared with me one concept that dramatically changed the productivity of my life and also helped me to manage time. And here it is. The first thing is know that you can't manage time. Like, wait, but James, you're telling me that you're going to talk about time management tip. Are you telling me you can't manage time? Like, yeah. And we can't manage time. Time just is. Time comes. Time is now. Time is happening. That is a given. But what we can manage is priorities. So if you want to be a better time manager, if you feel like that's a struggle that we have, then really what it comes down to is don't try to manage time. That is a losing battle. No one manages time. We all got 24 hours of the day. You can't cause it to go slower or faster or stop or anything. You can only manage your priorities. And when you manage your priorities correctly, time follows. Time follows. Okay. So how do you manage your priorities? This is what Bob Proctor taught his entire company. And he got it from someone that was super successful. I think they were a multi-billionaire. And this is the habit that they designed that I'd recommend for you to implement as well too. The night before, or maybe the morning of, you take a look at your goals. What are the things you want to achieve? Your health goals, your business goals, your financial goals, your personal goals, whatever that it is, right? We have to have a true north. It's all based on what you want. It's all based on that true north. And in those goals, think to ourselves, what are the most important things that must be done to achieve those goals? If you're in business, maybe it's certain phone calls that need to be made to certain people that need to be priority number 1. Maybe it's certain coaching calls or follow-up calls that we need to do to certain prospects. If it's something in your relationship, maybe it's a certain action item, like giving your spouse or your friend or your family member a hug, giving them a nice call, giving them a nice message. Whatever it is, jot down a list of only 5 action items. Now, if you're also like me too, is normally I'm the type that I have a big old to-do list that for me, I'm not the most organized. Some of you are super organized. My wife is very organized. She actually puts down check boxes. Are any of you guys like, are you any of the people that love checking off check boxes? My wife loves making a check box, right? Christina does, just so she can check them off, which is good. And she's good. I make the check boxes. I forget I put them down, but it makes me feel good writing them down, right? So a lot of times we're drowned out by to-do lists and we don't have priorities amongst them. But what you want to do is just pick your top 5. What are the top most important things that must be done today? And then from there, prioritize which ones need to get done first. Once you prioritize them, only do that one thing until it gets done before you move on to the next ones. Now that's challenging because if you have a bunch of boxes, you want them all to be checked off. But if you want massive priority focus, if you want massive leaps in your life, then what we need to do is we need to discipline our priorities. And all it takes, if you do 5 things in one day that are high priority, that are super important to move the needle forward on your goals, your life will change. In a business, if you made 5 good phone calls every day, that will dramatically change your business. If you did 5 action items towards your health, that'll dramatically change your health. That's all you need to be able to do. And if you keep up this habit of putting down some big priorities every day, prioritizing them in order of importance, and discipline yourself to only do that one thing until you finish it, you're going to see how it's going to work super, super well. So I'll share with you a personal example. I was in a stage in my business, and whenever I want to launch a business, this is what I do. And I heard from one of my mentors, this person did a crazy run that went from $6,000 a month to making almost $100,000 in 1 month in 66 days. And I'm like, that's what I want to be able to do, right? That sounds pretty cool. And what he said was this. He said he basically did the same thing, right? So in business, one of the big things is prospecting, finding new clients, outreaching. And he said what he did when he started this whole run is he devoted the first part of this day, when he started this whole run, to only outbound outreaches. We call them an invitation. And he put down a list of 100 people, and he said, I will not move on to anything else. I won't respond to anybody. I won't respond to emails. I won't check my social media. I won't talk to anybody until I get through this list of 100 names and just blow through that. He did that. It took him around 2 to 3 hours. He did voice memos. It was like a minute each. He said, boom, 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 boom. He had his pitch ready. And that launched his run. You know what it did? That led from $6,000 a month to $100,000 in a month in 66 days. And he just kept up that type of action. And I heard that. I'm like, dang, that sounds like a lot. I'm like, talking to 100 people sounds intense, but I'm going to try that out. So I did the same exact thing. And I remember how difficult it was because you get so tempted to get distracted. You get so tempted to respond to people. You get so tempted to do other things. But I said, I'm going to do exactly how this guy did. And it took me around 2 to 3 hours as well, too. I just sat down, I had my list, I hammered out 100 invitations, and that changed the game. That led to 2 major promotions that year that are multiple 6-figure promotions. That led to launching our Warrior Movement organization. That led to the biggest breakthroughs in our business and life ever. But what it came down to was knowing how to prioritize the most important things in the course of a day, and then disciplining yourself to only do those high priority items until they're done. If you do this and you implement this, you will never have an issue with time management because your priorities are in balance and time just falls throughout. The work becomes easier. Your life becomes easier. Things just flow together. And you're going to find that you're going to have a lot more pockets of time because you're going to be focused like a laser beam rather than a light bulb. So I submit that to you today. I submit that action item to you today. So if you haven't that yet already, put out your list of priorities for what needs to get done today and try that. Discipline yourself to do that. And if you do, I'd love to hear what that was like. I'd love to hear what the change in productivity was for your life. But if you know right now off the top of your head a priority that must get done today, put a 2 in the chat. You're like, I know exactly what must get done. I know what's the most important thing right now. Awesome. Angie's on it. I know. Put that down and do whatever it takes. Melissa, awesome. Yeah, do whatever it takes to finish that thing like right after this call. Do that ASAP. Christina, awesome. Handle that and then move on to the next thing. And you're going to be able to, quote unquote, manage time, really manage your priorities. So hopefully that's helpful. If it was, share this with somebody, tag someone in this. We also put all these on our YouTube for our daily wisdoms. And also shout out if you want to come into our Zoom room. Today we got Melissa and Annette, Christina, my wife, Angie. We'd love to see you guys. Always fun to connect with you live during the morning. So it's open for anyone interested in this type of stuff. Other than that, let's crush the day. We'll see you guys back on tomorrow.